Hi everyone, welcome to our Terrarium, Build a Terrarium program. I'm using a larger mason jar so you can see I'll be getting up a lot to show you what we'll be doing. And if you see all of the wonderful things on my table here is what is included in your terrarium kit. One's gonna get a little frog and a little fairy garden figurine set. But that is towards the end. I'm going to start layering what we're going to get in our terrarium kit. So you'll be getting this green Play-Doh type thing. Yep. This kinetic sand to help layer the rocks. You're going to be getting some of these black rocks, a bunch of different sizes. And there's two separate types of mosses. We have reindeer moss, and then we have preserved sheep moss. So the moss you could do whatever with when we get up to it. I'm going to use the sheep moss at the top, but let's get started. So I have my little popsicle stick here to push down the sand. So I'm just gonna take a whole bunch of sand and put some sand at the bottom for a bottom layer. Oh, I'm gonna need some more sand. Again, I have a larger mason jar, so it comes out easier on the camera. Okay, I'm just gonna start layering some rocks in here. You can push them up, you can push them down, whichever you want to make an uneven texture. You can make a hill, you can make it completely flat as can be. I'm gonna add some more sand in between with some green Play-Doh to help push it all down. And you probably can't see that far away, I'm just imagining. So here's what it looks like so far. So I have a layer of sand at the bottom, then I have a few of the rocks there. I have some of the green Play-Doh, and I'm just going to use my popsicle stick here to push it down to create a more even landscape there. I'm going to add some more rocks. I want to create a little hill, so I'm going to put some of the rocks here on just that side at the top. And I'm going to put some more sand in. And since all those rocks are pushed up to the side, when I push down the sand, it's going to look a little bit hilly. So let me get that started. My fingers here to push it down. So you can see it's kind of a little hill there. You see that slant right across there. I think now I'm gonna want to start putting some of the moss in. So here's some of the reindeer moss I'm gonna add. This is a real plant, but don't worry, you don't have to worry anything about watering it. Okay. I'm going to add some more rocks, some more bigger rocks here. And I think I'm done with the sand for now. So I'm gonna put some more moss in here. So we see it's starting to look more like a terrarium now. Bunch of moss there, but I want it to be pat down and make sure it does not move. Okay, and I'm gonna add another layer of rocks at the top here. And I'm going to open up the sheep moss here. I should have opened this before. Oh no, here we go. No, just kidding. Should open this before. There we go. And the sheep moss is more flat, more compact compared to the reindeer moss, which is a lot more fluffy. So this is a good layer to add right at the top. You pull it apart. And I'm going to add a few more rocks right at the top here, just because I want some rocks in my landscape. Again, this is really free range. You can use all of the ingredients. If you have anything extra at home to add in, you can too. So here's my terrarium. You see the different layers here. We have some rock, the sand, some Play-Doh, some rocks, some more sand, and a bunch of moss. Right at the top I have some rocks. Ooh, that one was not pushed in correctly. That's okay. It shakes around. That's absolutely fine. I'm gonna add just a little bit of some ranger moss at the top for some variation. Okay, and most importantly, I'm going to add my little frog and my little fairy garden sign. I'm gonna push it in here, try and anchor it on the rock. And I'm gonna add a few more rocks here. Okay, now let me get close and show you my completed terrarium. All right, so here we go. I picked the larger jar because also you can see a little bit better. We have mustard at home to add in, you can too. So here's my terrarium. You see the different layers here. We have some rock, the sand, some Play-Doh, some rocks, some more sand, and a bunch of moss. Right at the top I have some rocks. Ooh, that one was not pushed in correctly. That's okay. It shakes around. That's absolutely fine. I'm gonna add just a little bit of some ranger moss at the top for some variation. Okay, and most importantly, I'm going to add my little frog and my little fairy garden sign. I'm gonna push it in here, try and anchor it on the rock. And I'm gonna add a few more rocks here. Okay, now let me get close and show you my completed terrarium. All right, so here we go. I picked the larger jar because also you can see a little bit better. We have my little frog there. Oop, that just flipped over. But again, we have a whole bunch of different layers. The sand, rocks, some Play-Doh, rocks, more rocks, and some moss. And again, the moss is alive. It is a plant, but you never have to worry about watering your terrarium. You can keep it on with the lid. Oops, this is the wrong lid. Here's the right lid. You can keep it on with the lid. You can keep it off without the lid. You don't have to worry about watering it. And let me know, send us pictures of your completed terrariums because I want to see which patterns you guys create. Are you going to create something more flat and layered, or are you going to create something like mine where we have a bunch of different angles and hills? Are you going to keep all the rocks at the bottom? Are you going to keep all the sand at the top? Are you going to not put any moss in? All the ingredients that you saw here will be included. There are a few different colored frogs and there are a few different fairy garden figurines. So it will be completely random on which one you will get. I like the welcome sign. I should have used that for myself, but that's okay. And here is my completed terrarium again. I hope you guys enjoy making this craft. It's a quick one. It's a lot of fun making terrariums. I can't wait to make another one in the future. Maybe we'll add another live plant, but when you add plants, then it's a whole different care procedure. All right. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed making your own terrarium here with me and us today.